Emerging from low point, Chinese media stresses mutual benefit, shared development with India. China's relations with India are gradually emerging from a low point. Both nations have a history of cooperation, and their economies are complementary. An editorial piece with the Chinese state-run outlet Global Times suggested on Wednesday. The report also stated that it makes sense if the two nations use each other's strengths and promote mutual benefit and shared development, adding that China highly values cooperation with India, and is one of India's most important trade partners. China-India relations are at a critical juncture, gradually emerging from a low point, it stated. India and China have a long history of cooperation, and their economies are complementary. China highly values cooperation with India, and is one of India's most important trade partners, it mentioned. It makes far more sense to utilize each other's strengths, work on practical cooperation, and promote mutual benefit, win-win outcomes, and shared development, the opinion stated. The Chinese editorial also stated that since the beginning of 2025, both countries have seized the opportunity of the 75th anniversary of diplomatic ties to strengthen communication and build mutual trust. This has led to a steady improvement in relations and positive outcomes, it stated. Facts have proven that a healthy and stable development of China-India relations aligns with the common interests of both sides. Both countries should enhance political mutual trust, properly manage differences, build more consensus, expand cooperation channels, and jointly write a new chapter of friendly cooperation, striving to make greater contributions to peace, stability, and development in both nations, as well as the region and the world, the editorial mentioned. It also mentioned that as an emerging major power, India is facing challenges in its industrial and economic development, and claimed that these problems are difficult to resolve in the short term. As an emerging major power, India faces challenges in its industrial and economic development, such as outdated technology, limited capital, and weak infrastructure problems that are difficult to resolve in the short term, the opinion mentioned. Coupled with certain investment policies and practices, these issues have led to repeated setbacks for foreign companies investing in India, earning the country, at one point, the reputation of a graveyard for foreign investment, it added. The opinion comes as US President Donald Trump is pushing China and India to stop buying oil from Russia and helping fund the Kremlin's war against Ukraine. However, the countries importing Russian oil are not showing any inclination to halt the practice. Trump is raising the issue as he seeks to press Russian President Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire. Since January 2023, China has been the biggest overall purchaser of Russian energy since the European Union boycott, with some 219.5 billion worth of Russian oil, gas, and coal, followed by India with 133.4 billion and Turkey with 90.3 billion. On August 5, a report with Bloomberg suggested that Trump's lashing out at India risks trashing decades of careful diplomacy with New Delhi, and driving it closer to China. Trump's threats to further ratchet up tariffs only make accommodation look more appealing. They follow a breakdown in trade pact talks and Trump's growing friendliness with Pakistan's top general, Asim Munir, the Bloomberg report mentioned. The India-China dynamic is tentative, but it's just one indication of shifting international relations as the US antagonizes traditional allies, it stated. Swipe left for next video. If Trump casts India aside, New Delhi may see a rapprochement with China as the best alternative, the report mentioned. Also read will call PM Modi, Xi Brazilian president, refuses talks with Donald Trump after tariff blow. Latest blogs.